Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bears and the Jets, coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down the kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion New York Jets taking on the NFC champions, the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The long fortnight of Super Bowl week is over, and away we go in Super Bowl 58. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4. Another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. He'll get that complete to reduce his 6 yards. Brings up second down. A carry for Foreman. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front line back for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
After the run by Foreman, here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap. Fields completes a Mooney on the slant. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Foreman. The line
They're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll give up the middle to Johnson. They'll say no.
And quick, more than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Fields. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
They snap it to Fields. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call.
Early in this game, so you know they're going to be protected by the officials.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. And I'm sure for these guys,
think about the pressure that is built in the interim. To come out and get the first points in the Super Bowl, fantastic for the team.
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played. And his offense, they're looking to him to be there. Right now, you got the biggest game of your life to win.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And from the 25, they looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to win. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Foreman. And this will go as a gain of 7.
It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They run again with Foreman. And this time he's not going. No gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. From the gun, here's Fields. And unable to connect. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one today. We should have done better there.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's good. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. Still on his feet. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little sick.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Foreman. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runners give off.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Fields. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Now a give right side. Foreman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had
thought process on offense has to loosen up a little bit because you're thinking to yourself, you're almost guaranteed 3. Let's take some good shots at the end zone and try and turn it into 6.
Hardman's going to bring it out of the end zone, and he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The New York set to take the field. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. He'll get this to Lazard. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
You can almost hear the siren. Tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. Plenty of scoring here already. It's right here on EA Sports. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Wilson on the jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry. And looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And the lane. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 26. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to take this ahead.
On this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 14. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. That one caught along the sideline. Did he stay in? Yes, he did. But hang on here. A penalty marker is on the field. Bit. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. This pass out wide to Hall. 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Jets are on the board here in this Super Bowl. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 13-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf.
Right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up. Unlike backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Jets will take over. Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back, that right?
I would say so. I mean, when you're cutting them apart that way, feeling so accurate, so confident going downfield, and then able to culminate by putting it in the end zone, oh, yeah, he's feeling real good right now.
Now he'll try to carry that over to this drive. Hall ought to give up the middle. And he'll be brought down shy. They needed to move the sticks. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 1st down, right back to Hall. And he's going to be met at
out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Caught by Wilson to the 42. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds, can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
A little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That's a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Did it to perfection. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now Fields. That's complete right side to Komet.
And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began.
Again, Fields.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Quentin Williams, his second sack of the night.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. It's a 46-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So that's 3 field goals for him now, but heck, he's not even halfway to his career best.
So for this offense's sake, they can start cashing in on a few of these drives.
And not one to the 25. And no reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Jets,
these two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much
Exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the Nasties. The old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll toss it out right here to Hall.
And this carry not is at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hall again.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He'll find Lazard here over the middle.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Straight ahead is Hall.
Even with him busting the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Hall again on 2nd down.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Throwing there, but this beat. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's, look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. The 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. 60 yards.
And the Bears will extend their 3rd quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. So a pretty wild turn of events there. Instead of a sure 3 points, it's 6 the other direction.
And if you're kicking in the NFL, that should be pretty much automatic, but I don't think that's on him at all. The protection broke down. That led to the block.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
Fields trying to throw for it.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles, if they're right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Onto the field now come the Bears. And they're not going to play this conservative end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're
Let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Again, it's Foreman. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 38. 44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this in their time and making it work.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the option left is Fields. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
On first down, Foreman. He takes it to the 50. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Back to throw, Fields. He'll check this down to Johnson. And he's going to be marked.
The offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
A throw. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range.
Wanted, which was a touchdown. They did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about. As a turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we hear the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Here's Hall again.
And he'll manage to pick up
But it's simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58.
We'll return with more after this.
Sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Rodgers and able to get him. Throwing is Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 41.
This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10.
At the 41-yard line. A run by Foreman to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive.
Offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
On 2nd and 12,
Fields.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Quentin Jefferson able. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well.
Here's Hardman to return.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling, starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
He finds Wilson.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very solid gain of 27. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. To throw, it's Rodgers.
That's complete to Lazard. And he's going to be taken down in need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
Working from the gun, Rodgers.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Rodgers to throw once more.
He has a man. It's complete to Wilson.
Nice in college ball.
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Got a man here. It's Wilson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They go right back to him for 20 and a 1st.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're half.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
In this runaway contest.
The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now Rodgers.
A quick throw, not game overall. It's been a blowout that's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's got it. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter. You're going.
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they have been the better of the two sides to this point with a 2-score lead, 4th quarter of this Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st and 10. Fields.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
They'll run on 1st down. Foreman. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
50 yards on the ground for him so far. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Foreman. And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
They'll run for it. This is Foreman. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Foreman. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now a handoff up the middle. Foreman. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a give right side. Foreman. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Completes a Mooney on the slant. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Chase Claypool, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they go with the pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
after the touchdown. Here's Santos to kick this one away.
Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. The 30. 10, 5, and they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown.
What a moment for him, a pick six in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick sixes over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick six, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison of the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended? That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall them all, and what a play here. Another pick six in the Super Bowl. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here.
And now here is another interception. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. And the Chicago Bears have etched their name in NFL history. They are your Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.